Hey, are you in one of those situations where you see an email that is not well written, doesn't use the corporate wording, vocabulary, doesn't really is well formed, or people are creating documents with some clause that are not there, whatever it is, if you want to standardize the way you communicate, at least with external users like your customers, that might be a good idea to create some content, some guidelines on how to write email, how to write specific document, depending on what you're trying to achieve. So this is what I try to do really simply. I created basic email style, recommending, start your email this way, don't use acronyms, use this, uh, terms and tone, recommendations, and your email this way, add this in your signature. So that's pretty basic here, but you can create your own, your communication team can create, or eventually it can be the sales team who's writing a sales proposal just to be sure that in the sales proposal there's some clauses or whatever. It can be worked with legal also. So you can build a document and you can reuse this document when you're writing an email, writing a document. So let me show you that. I'm going to try to write an email here based on this document. So let's go in my blank document here. Unfortunately, when you're in email, since you cannot yet reference a document, I cannot do that in Outlook, but I can do that in Word. So I have a prompt already made. Rewrite the email below, respecting the style described in this file when it applies. So I'm going to reference the file here. Just going to delete this. And here my original email. It's not bad, but I just want to be sure that it's consistent with our recommendation. So I just ask Copilot to generate that, and then we'll see what comes out of it. So you can do that with email. You can do that with documents, and you can refer different, styles. Maybe it's a style for, I don't know, um certain contacts. For example, it could be for C-suite. You're not going to write the same thing for internal users, your peers, you might use a different style, whatever you want to create. Your communication team should work on this, define what are the main style people should be using. But here you can see, dear customer, that's how I like. Didn't change a lot the content of the email, but it added thank you for interest in Planet Technology Inc. It's not using Planet, it's using all the normal name that we should use. Um, and So it suggested to finish with a signature, and then it adds 10 times elected Microsoft Best Partner of the Year. So you can write whatever style, document with whatever style you want, and to replace acronym. I can, here I didn't have any acronym, so let's add something uh, here. Participating will should be participating in the SharePoint GCCH migration workshop. And I'm going to generate that to see if I still have SP. Maybe all the people don't understand what SP stands for. Maybe people don't know what's GCCH. So it's always better not to use acronyms when you're writing, when you're communicating. And here I can see that SharePoint Government Community Cloud High Migration Workshop. So it replaced the acronym with what I suggested in my document. So I can keep it and I'm good to go. Just a last thing, if you want to do that, so that's a place to do it in Word. You can also do it in the Copilot chat. So I'm going to try to do the exact same prompt. I'm going to reference my file. I think we added something. in the workshop. And let's say until, okay. What's the difference with this? I can have further conversation. Um, so I can say, can you add suggestions to me next week when I'm available? Give two options for 30 minutes call for, I think it's single, not plural. So now I expand to other things that are in my tenant, not just what's a word in a Word document. I can make it make this so it's Monday or Wednesday. Add the two options in the email. So you look at my calendar, it suggests some time slots, and then I'm fine with them, so I can say, okay, add them both. And then he adds at the end of the email, the alternative time slots we could meet next week. So, no, the key finding here is for a communication team, there's a lot of work you can leverage to make your communication more consistent. I'm not saying everybody's going to use for every communication those recommendations, but at least that could be a good insight or incentive for people to use, especially when they communicate externally, to use standards of communication that help them in the end. They'll help them to write correctly, correct grammars or vocabulary, not using acronyms, and using consistent communication, especially again for external communications. It's not just, by the way, just for email. It could be for documents. Hope this was insightful.